What up, racer? It's Jerone here, and welcome back to yet another league racing video. We're back in FRL, and as you can see, we're currently in the pit lane of Spa-Francorchamps, which means we're in Belgium. Now, surprisingly, both qualifying and the race will be dry conditions, so we won't need the intermediate or the wet tires today around Belgium. Having a quick look at the standings, you can see my race around Silverstone didn't go very well. We DNF'd there, and we're still P9 in the standings, about 45 points away from leader Jeroone, who is not racing today, nor is Yogurt. So Chihilu can possibly take the top step today. Somehow AlphaTauri is also the leading constructor at the moment. It's of course partially due to myself, but mostly due to my reserve teammate drivers, such as Santeri, who was absolutely goated, by the way. So, yeah, interestingly, with 4 races to go, AlphaTauri is leading the Constructors' Championship. So, I guess there's a little bit of pressure there for me. Then we're heading into qualifying now, and this is my final run. And as far as turn 1 goes for me, that was absolutely perfectly. Now, on my previous run, my turn 1 wasn't great. As you can see, we're already up by nearly a full tenth. I believe I missed the apex, the first apex for Les Combes. My Pouan wasn't committed enough, didn't have a good line through there. And then the corner leading up to the final straight also wasn't great. So heading into Les Combes now, it's still not great, but a little bit better than before. But then on the exit here, not really committed enough, not optimizing the track fully. Then braking for this long right-hander, and I could have braked a little bit later. Then No Name, always a very difficult corner, bit of a double turning, but overall that was not too bad for me. Then going through Pouan this time, absolutely nailing it in my opinion, keeping the line short to get to the next chicane here. You can take the inside curb if you fully hook it, but I decided not to do it here as it can spin you around. It's very tricky. Then through this right-hander this time, the apex speed was good, but I was nearly invalidating, so I had to get off the throttle, and fortunately the game actually allowed this run to be valid. So currently 3/10 up. Unfortunately I messed up the exit for this very long straight, otherwise I think I could have been up by half a second here. Then heading into the bus stop, braking at the 100 meters, trail braking down to second gear, then second part, and I think that was quite a good bus stop actually. And we get a time down to a 42.2, which is, to be honest, not too bad. My PB is a 41.8 here, so not too far off around very long track. Now, as you can see, the tire choices for all drives have not been put in here, and that's because we had a restart once again, and quite a few people already left. But it's Kazizl on pole, then Hannes and Khalifa, Ginger in front of me, and then it's myself in P5. Maximum results would have been a P3 for me, I think, but overall, I guess I'm quite happy with a P5, because I managed to get ahead of quite a lot of other soft runners for this race. So we're putting in 22.6 laps of fuel, which I've done a little bit of practice for this race, just to get a little bit of an estimate for what the fuel would be like as well. So that should be enough. Adjusting the wings to 6.5, that's already also what I used in qualifying. I found that having some extra rotation would be worthwhile, and as I just showed in the clip there, we have fresh tires. So we're getting ready for the 5 red lights now. We're starting on the inside here at Spa-Francorchamps, and we're underway. Ginger with a really good start. The rest is quite equal. Quite conservative into turn 1, and we have ERT Samba on our outside, and he managed to get the traction down earlier, which means we've been pipped for 5th place, and we're down to 6th as Ginger and Khalifa go side by side. But then Samba hits his ERT teammate Khalifa, and somehow that didn't result in an airplane crash, and Khalifa manages to get back on track, but he has a little bit of damage. Having a little look here down the inside of Samba, but it wasn't enough. It was also a sort of defensive move on Ron to make sure he wouldn't get through, and we're still in P5, but in terms of, let's say, a net place, we've lost 1 position. Well, actually we don't really lose a position now, but on pure racing I've lost a position here. But fortunately the ERT boys had a bit of trouble together. As always on the first lap, going through Pouan, you will always see people running wide. This time I was quite calculated going through there. Made sure I didn't run wide. Same for this set of chicanes here, as I thought Samba was going to spin there on the inside curb. It's a curb I don't like to use. Then heading on to the next lap, you can see Samba nearly putting it into the wall there. He was really close to the wall there. I believe he also did something similar on the first lap, which I didn't show you. But then there's an incident on track, and it results in a virtual safety car. Now, this is a bit of a tricky decision. If you pit for mediums at this stage, you can probably make it to the end, but is it worthwhile? And I thought I'm not gonna do it on my fresh softs here, especially considering it was fresh softs, which basically had no tire wear at all. Then on the restarts, did not have the greatest of restarts. Had to defend a little bit from Ron there, as I was also running or understeering a little bit through that right-hander. So Ron currently stuck to my gearbox basically. I'm running relatively low wings, by the way, so I think the others will have a little bit more downforce and hence a bit more cornering speed through the fast corners. And I think especially Ron was running some higher wings here. So he was able to close up, especially through No Name and Puon, quite a lot throughout this race. Lap 3, heading on to lap 4. There's a virtual safety car for Jamie retiring, but it immediately turns into a full safety car. Now, fortunately, none of the soft runners could really benefit from that situation. Really early on, everyone had already made it past the pit lane. So this time, since it's a full safety car, we're going to take this opportunity to put on a fresh set of medium tires, of course, because with this fresh set of medium tires we can make it to the end of the race. Now, here at the exit of the pit lane, it's quite close between me and F1 champ, but as you can see, Ron is the one who loses out to F1 champ, and I do manage to get ahead. So we're still in our net P5, and everyone in front of me, and including me, we will have to pass the, let's say, alternative strategy runners here of Hersey, Miku and Ron, who are all still on their soft tires, or their medium tires, which they started on. And then F1 champ is the next medium runner who started on that compounded tire. So we had to restart there, nothing really happened. Then heading on to the next lap, of course the people on fresh mediums have now caught up to the ones who are defending on old mediums, and that will cause a little bit of chaos, of course. As you can see, Kazizel on the right hand side, Hannes off the track in his Mercedes. Then heading up through Eau Rouge and Radion onto the Camel Straight, you can see they're all draining their ERS. Meanwhile, I'm just patiently waiting here, keeping my battery charged as they're going 3 wide, heading into Les Combes. Samba is the one who backs out, but then Kazizel hits Ginger, spins round, and Samba has damage from that and rejoins on track. But right as he rejoins on track, I overtake him during yellow flags, and we're about to get a 5-second time penalty here, which is not optimal. I couldn't give back that position at the time because Ron was right behind me and Zach was right behind him as well, so I'm not sure what I could have done in this situation. But let's go to some commentary from Loki Chips here.
After the rest of them pit under the safety car, and you've actually got, because he's going up the inside, they make a little bit of contact, and Terror Racer pushes him off the track there. I'm pretty sure because he won't be too happy with that. But Heinez is also going to smell an opportunity because he's Terror Racer switching back, and they've got this 3 wide. Excuse me, we had 3 wide there because he's getting out of shape, and he's going to lose the position to the Alpine of Jerone, who's actually gone past. They're going to go wheel to wheel. No, Ginger gets past rather, and so some very aggressive defending there from Terror. So he's really battling. Hannes pulls out of the way. I'm not too sure why he's pulled out of the way. They're going to go full wide down the straight. Somebody's going to have to back out of this, or we're going to have an airplane crash going up into turn 4, and there you go. So one's backed out, Kazizel hasn't backed out, they've made contact, and Samba's got damage on the front wing.
Right, so interesting scenes here as the fresh medium runners have to pass the old medium runners, as Ginger made a bit of a mistake there, and that allows Hannes to go around the outside, and Ginger slots in behind him again. So we're currently into P6. I'm not sure what my net position is at the moment, but we still have Ron and Zach right behind us, and we're heading into the bus stop chicane now. So we're trying to get a good exit here, but Ginger manages to get a better one. Then at the end of the Camel Straight, braking for Lake Combe again, you can see Hannes has managed to pass Terror Racer there. And Hannes is up to the podium positions again, as Terror has a relatively poor exit there. Ginger diving it down the inside, running quite deep though, but he does manage to hold the position and get the move done on Terror Racer. So that means it's now time for me to try and pass Terror Racer, but actually I have some other things to worry about as well, as Ron with his, I believe, lower wings is quite quick here. Higher wings, excuse me, that's what generates more downforce. But I do manage to hold the position heading into this chicane. By the way, if you didn't notice, I also changed my front wing in the pit stop from 6.5 wings to 5.5 wings. And I did that because I wanted to have a little bit more straight line speed, as Ron there actually hits the wall, picks up damage, as he called it himself, brain damage, but also physical damage on the car. Meanwhile, we're lining up the other Red Bull here of FRL Terror Racer. He's defending it, so we're gonna send it around the outside into the bus stop, and going through the left-hander we have to leave him a little bit of space on the outside, and it's a battle for the traction, and in the end I do manage to get the position done. But as soon as I got the move done, I realized something. I'm not gonna get DRS from FRL Ginger. This is a real problem, considering Terror is less than 3/10 behind me, and Zach is less than half a second behind me, so I decided to use a little bit of the battery here. Not quite sure whether I needed to defend it or not, but I realized soon enough there was probably nothing I could have done here, and Zach and Terror go past me again. So my overtake on Terror was not efficient enough. That's basically conclusion. Lost DRS with Ginger there. And unfortunately I dropped back 2 positions again, so well, now we'll just have to see whether we can benefit from some chaos ahead. Actually, speaking about chaos ahead, that's FRL Ginger putting his car into the wall at No Name, and he picks up damage, as in the meanwhile also Hannes must have done something which was not good for his car, because he was running very wide there at Pouan and also picking up damage. So after losing 2 positions, we gain 2 positions again. And meanwhile it's still Terror Racer up in the podium positions, as he was defending really hard at Displeasure for Kazizzle. He was not very happy with Terror's defense, but in my opinion he's entitled to defend here, especially considering he started on the alternative strategy. And he was gambling on a safety car, which has indeed come out now. Now, going back to my own situation here, we still have this 5-second time penalty. And if I would go into the pit lane now for a fresh set of softs, it would mean that I would most likely drop 3 or 4 positions again to people on the same strategy as me. So due to that 5-second time penalty, the game sort of decided the strategy for me here. And fortunately Zach was also staying out here. But besides that, everyone else has decided to pit for a set of softs. So it's Hersey, Miku and Terror who stayed out under the first safety car after starting on a set of mediums. We've now bolted on a set of softs, and well, basically everyone else is on softs now. It's quite a long way to go though. It's 10 laps until the end of the race, so considering you get about 6.5% of tire wear per lap, their soft tires will probably be done by the end of the race. But of course at this phase of the race they will have a massive grip advantage, as I have to defend a little bit from Hersey here, who tries it around the outside, but I managed to brake late enough and that was not going to happen. So yet again you can see we have another safety car. This time it's Kazizzle out of the race. He was rather frustrated this whole session. Now I was rather frustrated as well, and let's hear why.
Are you fucking kidding me? Another safety... Oh, Zach, we're so fucked. We're so fucked.
We're unlucky there, but that's fine.
No, but now all these soft plebs can save their tires.
But...
So, as you can probably tell, I was not very happy with the fact that soft runners could save their tires now. This is a relative advantage for them, of course, because their tires will be fresher by the end of the race. Now, something which I have to address as well, after this recent patch, they've added a feature again, which was part of the previous F1 game, and that's the fact that you don't get control of your full throttle under the safety car. It's really annoying. I'm not sure why they've decided to do that, but it's really difficult now to get your rear tires up to temperature. That's why I was already wheel spinning way before the safety car took over, in order to get a little bit of temperature in my rear tires. So it's still me and Zach in P1 and P2 in this race, and you can see the red arrow on the right hand side, and we just made contact with an Aston Martin there and put Hersey into the wall. As far as my understanding goes, I was not necessarily doing anything wrong there. I was keeping the same distance to Zach and using the full width of the track to warm up my tires. But yeah, sorry to Hersey there, but I don't believe I could have done much more. In the meanwhile though, I was of course in the FRL party chat, and I was still wondering what had just happened and why Hersey had hit me. And Zach was quite smart, I have to say. He just went really early, caught me there, really caught me out there, took me by surprise, and he's now already more than a second ahead at the safety car restart. So yeah, got caught out there, and now I'll sort of act as a rear gunner. And considering I put on 5.5 wings for this second stint, I was really happy with that decision rather than leaving it on 6.5, because it does mean I have a little bit more straight line speed, and I managed to defend from Miku there at the restart really well. In the meanwhile, you could see at the bus stop Miku was having some internet issues and glitching through my car, so that was a little bit frightening. I thought Miku had gone straight into my car, but fortunately it ghosted on my end, and on his end of course he didn't miss his braking point. In the meanwhile though, you can see Miku closing up in his Alfa Romeo, trying to go around the outside, but you can see there, just used a little bit of the ERS right as he pulled out of the slipstream, and you could tell that when I pushed that ERS button, I was immediately basically at the same speed as Miku. Now this is still without DRS of course. DRS will get enabled next lap, but you can also see Jason is out of the race, and we have yet another safety car. Like, how many safety cars does this game want to throw at us? I believe the FRL Baku race was an interesting one as well, which there were a lot of safety cars. So was the AOR race around Baku. This is sort of what this race feels like, just safety car after safety car after safety car. Now on the end of lap 19 you can see the last driver was just about catching up to the safety car pack, and this was our reaction.
Michael Mazzi, one more lap. One more lap.
Then we have one lap DRS, oh my, if we restart.
No, we don't have any
if we restart
DRS.
in 20, 21, 22, 22 is DRS.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he's doing one more lap. Look.
Come on, get in.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Get in the pits. No way.
Oh, come on, get in last moment. What is this game? Oh my god.
Stack got saved.
Stack, I think I've been a very good rear gunner so far.
He's gonna get like a second on the restart anyway, so...
Thank you, Michael Mazzi, thank you.
So, some of us were very happy with that safety car of course, and others were not very happy with it. Now, for me and Zach, I think it was quite beneficial, because now this means the soft runners won't be able to use their DRS for the last part of this race. You can see under that safety car, my tires are about 35 to 40% tire wear, and probably the soft runners will also be around 25 to 30%. But of course at this stage the softs will still be better than the mediums. Now if it was a racing situation, I think the softs would have dropped off by now. But considering all soft runners have been able to save their tires as well, so it means there's still plenty of life in the soft compound as we're heading up Eau Rouge and Radion for the second last time this race. And you can see the Alfa Romeo of Miku is relatively close, and he's looking to pull out of the slipstream, but this time I don't keep my ERS on and brake a little bit too early, which means Miku has the opportunity to go side by side with me into the Lake Om chicane, and well, the superior soft grip just meant he managed to pull off the move. And looking back at this, I should have just kept on my ERS longer. I think I would have had a more realistic chance of defending that position and keeping a net second place in the race. Now, of course, we still have those 10 seconds of time penalties, but at the time of driving, I thought both of them would be able to get removed, so we're just gonna keep on pushing, keep on defending from the other soft runners now, as FRL Ginger is the next one who is about to catch up to me. But if you paid attention there, Miku ran out of ERS already at Blanchemont on the last lap, which meant he couldn't really pull away in the last part of the lap, and actually we're now in his slipstream again, so I could use this as an opportunity to just save a little bit of ERS and make sure to have enough ERS left for the last straight again on the last lap. So we're on the last lap now, and looking behind us now, and oh, where did FRL Ginger go? He's dropping places, as you can see on the top left.
No, I'm a steward, definitely not. Okay! Okay! Thank you, champ!
What is this? You're welcome.
Oh my god, this is gonna go so wrong.
So FRL Ginger with the real bottle there. He bottled a potential podium there. And in the end I do cross the line in third place. But after those 10 seconds of time penalties I dropped down all the way to P9, I believe. But wow, what a hectic race that was. So many safety cars, which meant there was not really a lot of clean driving and, you know, real strategy at play there. But all the soft runners kind of got screwed over, and me and Zach managed to hold on to P1 and P3 in the end, which I'm really happy with. Now, of course, I did post a steward enquiry about those two incidents, as you can see there, Samba rejoining on track and basically me overtaking. Right at the moment, Samba came back on track under yellow flag conditions, which got me 5 seconds, and this hit with Hersey at the safety car as well. And fortunately, I can say both 5 seconds will be removed, so I will keep my third position in this race, which I'm really happy with. Chilu got a 3 seconds removed as well, so he's P4, with Zach winning the race, of course, so GG's to him. Overall, very happy with the result, not very happy in terms of racing, but hopefully in next video that can change and we can have some real battles on track again. Now, if you did enjoy the video, leaving a like would always be appreciated, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.